Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठ भूतले श्रीमती लोकनाथ स्वामी इति नमः नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी पश्चानि निवासी शून्यवादी पाश्चाति देशतानि नमो ब्रह्माय देव गो ब्रह्माय तस्या जगत्सय कृष्णाय गोविंदो नमः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome devotees. Thank you so much for joining today. And I would like to start by humbly requesting all of you to please bless me. I would like to take the dust from your lotus feet and put it on my head so that I can be blessed. I'm absolutely incompetent to give this presentation, but as a learning experience and learning from my gurus, I'm trying to share it with you. Hare Krishna. So our topic today is devotional service, superior to liberation. Govind Devdas, I will request you to please share what you feel your thoughts are about the devotional service which you do in not more than 2 or 3 bullet points, total words 20 words.
Just recapitulating my presentation, I would like to reiterate that devotional service is a transcendental gift awarded by the Lord to all of us, which is our constitutional situation, and that is uncontrollable. Once it starts, it becomes uncontrollable and indefeatable. It will go in its own way. Yeah, yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So that is very nice of you. So now I'll just share briefly the content of today's presentation. What Lord has said about it, what exalted Goswamis have said, and what is bhakti and liberation. Is liberation and bhakti contradictory? I'll have some exercises in which we will run through together Vaishnava etiquettes, Rupa's mood and mission, personal application, and conclusion. I hope my audibility is okay. There is no problem.
You are Prabhuji, you are clearly audible and visible.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, as far as this is concerned, I would like to share with you what Lord says to Dhruva Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto. This is in context with Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj is a very, very pure devotee, right? And his definition of devotional service is he puts his mind to the lotus feet of Krishna. His words in describing the glories of Lord. His hand in cleaning the Lord's temple. Ear is in hearing about Lord. Eyes in seeing the deity. And smelling the tulsi leaves offered to the Lord. Tongue in tasting the Lord's prasad. And head in bowing down to the Lord. And desires nothing but other than Lord. And doing this 24 hours. This is the definition of devotional service, pure loving devotional service by whom? By Amrish Maharaj. And what happened? Durvasa Muni, after Ekadasi, had come to the place of Amrish Maharaj, and he took offense because Amrish Maharaj, after having kept an Ekadasi fast for 1 year, did not wait for him. What had happened? Durvasa Muni said, I'm going to take a bath and I will come. But it became too late, and the fast breaking time had already gone ahead. So Amrish Maharaj consulted the Brahmins, and the Brahmins said, do one thing, you can take some water. But when he came back, Durvasa Muni, he took personal offense to it. He took ego to it. And he created a monster, a demon, so that Amrish Maharaj could be killed. Seeing this, Sudarshan Chakra got into action to protect the pure devotee of the Lord. And he caged Durvasa Muni throughout the whole universe. Durvasa Muni went to Lord Brahma. He said, I can't do anything. He went to Lord Shiva. Shiva said, I can't do anything. Then he went to Lord Vishnu. He said, I can't do anything. You have to go back to Amrish Maharaj. So when he had gone to Lord, what did Lord say? Lord said in Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.67, he said, Mat sevaya pratitam te salokyadi chatusyatyam nichanti sevaya purana putanayat kala viplatam. This is what he says. You can see the shloka. And what does it mean? It means, Lord says, my devotees who are always satisfied to be engaged in my loving service, are not interested even in the four principles of liberation, which are Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, and Saritya. Although these are automatically achieved by this service. This is what Lord says. Now I'll come to the next slide. Incidentally, you'll be surprised to know in Bhagavatam, in Canto 3, verse 28, Kapil Dev Ji is talking about the same things. And what does it mean? Kapil Dev Ji has explained what Lord has said. When Lord says he's not interested in Salokya, Salokya means he's not interested in living in liberation by living in the same planet as the Lord. A pure devotee is not interested. He is interested only in devotional service. He says, Trusty, having power similar to the Lord, the devotee is not interested. He said, no, I'm not interested in power. Samipya, staying near the Lord. He said, no, I'm not interested in staying near the Lord. I just want to do devotional service of what Lord wants actually. Sarupya, having a form similar to the Lord. Devotee says, no, I'm not interested. I want to serve the Lord. Ekatyam, merging with the Lord also he is not interested. So what is it? Devotees do not accept these five kinds of liberation if they don't offer them a chance to render service to the Lord. So this is coming in 3.29.13 of the Bhagavatam. The shloka is Salokya Sarasti Samalyapa Sarupya Katyam Avyaputta Divyamanya Nagranti Vinamat Sevanam Jana. What does it mean? It means a pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Shalokya, Sarasti, Samapya, Sarupya, Ekatam, even if they are offered to him. But he is looking for devotional service. So what we do see? Lord said, now what Kapil Dev Ji said, this is what we have seen about devotional service, loving devotional service. Now we will go next. What is happening in Canto 7, Chapter 8, verse 42. When Narsimhadev has come and he has devoured Hiranyakashipu, at that time Indra is praying to the Lord. And what does he say about devotional service? Indra says, O Lord, for those who always engage in your pure, loving devotional service, which is more exalted than liberation, all material opulence is insignificant. So loving service is more exalted than liberation. Who is saying? Indra is saying. So they say, thus devotees do not care for liberation. And what is the verse? Surastam te muktes tesam na hi muhamanta narshima priya kim. This is what says. And this is the verse. And this is what the explanation is, which I have just explained to you. Now I will come to the fourth verse, which is Bhagavatam, chapter 7, Canto 7, chapter 6, verse 25. Here, Prahlad Maharaj is sitting with his friends and he is explaining to his friends about devotional service, and he is telling them, devotees, therefore, who are transcendental to the modes of material nature, what is the use of following the principle of religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation? So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, those who are constantly engaged in the service to the Lord, for them there is no use of liberation at all. And he says, this is something which is automatically obtained we devotees always glorify the lotus feet of the Lord, and therefore we need not ask for anything in terms of dharma, kama, and moksha. So this verse is what I just recited, and this is what it is coming. I have underlined in front of you so that you can have a look at it, whereby Prahlad Maharaj is very clearly saying, what is the use of liberation? And he says, everything is automatically obtained. And what did he say again? We devotees always glorify the lotus feet of the Lord, and there is no use of what? Dharma, kama, artha, and most importantly, moksha. So, Prahlad Maharaj is also saying very clearly, right? So, this is what it is. We see from all the verses, which are coming from Canto 7, the 4 verses, which are coming up, where our Lord is talking directly, Kapil Muni is talking directly, Indra is talking, and now Prahlad Maharaj is also. Now, we will go to the next level in terms of what Lord is saying to his very, very dear friend Uddhav in Uddhav Gita. Uddhav Gita is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, verse 20. He says, my dear Uddhav, the devotee who have completely taken my shelter are so steadfast in devotional service that they have no other desire. Even if they are offered the 4 kinds of spiritual opulences, they will refuse to accept the 4 kinds of spiritual opulences. I had talked about it in the 3rd slide that Kapil Kapil Dev had talked about. So he said, what do you so talk about any type of a material opulence? This is Lord is telling Uddhav in Uddhav Gita. Further, Lord says to Uddhav, my dear Uddhav, a person whose consciousness is completely absorbed in my thoughts and activities does not aspire even to occupy the post of Brahma or the post of Indra or the post of lordship of all the planets or the 8 kinds of mystic perfection. What are the 8 kinds of mystic perfection? Just like what Hanumanji had, everything. He could become small, he could become large, he could increase his weight, he could reduce his weight, he could fly in air. The Lord says, somebody who is into devotional service, pure loving devotional service, does not want anything, doesn't want to be the post of Brahma, doesn't want Indra post, nothing. So this is how Lord is basically giving full level of credit to the area of devotional service so that we can understand what devotional service is all about. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 14, verse number 13. Hare Krishna. Now, as we move forward, now let us see, after having heard what Lord has said, after having heard what Indra has said, Prahlad Maharaj has said, what does Lord Shiva say to Sati, Mata Sati? Lord says that, my dear Sati, person who are into devotional service of Narayan are not afraid of anything. Just like you had said, Govinda Prabhu, about fearlessness, Lord Shiva also says they are not afraid of anything. If they are elevated to the higher planetary system, they are not interested. Then he says, if they get liberation from material contamination, or if they are pushed down to the hellish condition of life, in fact, if any situation, whatever they are not afraid of anything. The Lord Shiva is saying a pure devotee, it does not matter. If you send him to hell, you send him to heaven, you send him to any part of the world, for him it does not matter because he is focused on what? He is focused on devotional service. This is coming in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, verse number 17, verse number 52. Furthermore, Gadadhar Prabhu had yesterday given in his presentation that finally we have to go to Golok Vrindavan, right? So here Lord Shiva is saying the same thing. He says in Vaikuntha, nothing exists but devotional service, rendered through Sankirtan and in many other forms. It goes on incessantly with great enthusiasm, spreading the ecstasy of pure love. So what does it mean? Lord says that even if you go to Vaikuntha, ultimately you will be doing devotional service only over there. He's telling Sati Mata. So this is what it is. Lord Shiva is also ratifying this in terms of when it comes to difference between devotional service and liberation. I hope I'm fine. Upanendra Prabhu, you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Now we will go next and see what others are talking about on this subject. Before that, I wanted to share with you, is bhakti and liberation having some contradiction? Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasama Sindhu talks about it. Yes, there are two verses, first verse and second verse. First verse says, although the five types of liberation have been described as worthy of rejection, they are not completely contradictory to bhakti. And then next verse, Bhakti Rasama Sindhu 1.2.56 is concluding this, and it says that there are two varieties of these liberation. One predominated by desire for happiness and power, and the other predominated by desire for fame. So, if you are looking for liberation, which is clubbed with prem, with love, then rather than a desire for happiness and power, then you are on the path of devotional service. So, it can be dovetailed also. So, liberation can be dovetailed in a way that it goes to devotional service and pure loving devotional service to Lord. So, let us understand very clearly. On the one side is pure desire for prem, and the other side is raw desire for happiness and power. So that is the gap. That is the gap which we have to fill. Hare Krishna. Now again, one more beautiful Maharaj Prithu. This is something which is amazing what he says, and something which has been very, very inspirational to all Vaishnavas. What does he say? He is talking to Lord, and he's saying, my dear Lord, if after taking liberation, I have no chance of hearing the glories of your Lordship, and glories chanted by the pure devotees from the core of the heart, there is no use. He says, I will never ask for liberation or for any type of spiritual emancipation. Then what does he ask? He asks for, I shall simply pray to you, Lordship, that you give me millions of tongues and millions of ears so that I can constantly chant and hear of your transcendental glories. This is something very, very inspirational to me personally. And but I have always been a failure. But this has been very inspirational to me. To give me millions of tongues and millions of ears, I don't want any liberation. This is what Prithu Maharaj is. Moving ahead, there is one more very good mention which comes about in Padam Puran in terms of what bhakti or devotional service is, and the fact this is a very secret of secret, that actually it controls the Lord, and the Lord is not interested in giving bhakti. What does it say? It says in Padma Puran, with a reference to the Damodara verse or the Damodara Lila which happens during the Kartik month, it talks about the Lord being worshipped elsewhere awards material enjoyment and liberation to those worshipped. So Lord easily gives liberation and enjoyment and material enjoyment. He does not give bhakti or devotional service because bhakti controls the Lord. Bhakti controls the Lord. However, men can achieve bhakti very easily by serving Damodar during Kartik month in Mathura just once. This is coming in Padma Puran. This is a secret of secret which is there in Padma Puran. And that is the reason why we all Vaishnav, guided by Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, we have been basically always been trying to spend a lot of pious time during Kartik. Hare Krishna. Now, this is also something which is coming about in devotional service and liberation, which is coming in terms of residence in Dham. You may ask me, what is the point of talking about residence in Dham? If Gadadhar Prabhu was there today, I would have talked to him because he was talking about his first slide whereby he talked about Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not just what Vrindavan where he's staying. Vrindavan is 84 coast. You have Barsana. There are so many villages. There's so many beautiful. There's still peacocks going around. This is Barsana, and the backside of Barsana, if you go, the entire thing is so beautifully lush green, and you get lost. There are so many flowers, so many trees, there are so many bushes, there's so many farms, there's so many mountains. And what does it say? It says, residing in Mathura awards liberation to those desiring liberation. It awards bhakti or devotional service to those desiring bhakti. So what intelligent person will not take shelter of Mathura? Right? This is coming Bhakti Rasa Sindhu 1.2.237. So our acharyas have told us everything, what, where, when, where, how, everything about devotional service. So this is beautiful Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. Bhakti and never liberation. Attachment to serving the lotus feet of the Lord. It is coming in Adi Puran and Bhakti Rasa Sindhu 1.2.25. Lord says, I give bhakti and never liberation to the person who is always engaged in chanting my holy name and serving me as a goal in his life. This is the secret of secret. And Govind Dev Das Prabhu, you have been chanting for the last 10 years. Your ticket is booked. The Lord is saying that I give bhakti and never liberation to person who are engaged in chanting. But unfortunate souls like me are not able to do it properly. I don't think even a one mala I have been able to do it with full concentration till now. I request your blessing so that I can chant properly. Hare Krishna. Now we'll come to what our Goswamis say. Rupa Goswami on liberation and devotional service. How can we have a presentation without him? Rupa Goswami says, Bhakti causes total disregard for liberation. Just see what he says. Total disregard is the word. He says, when even a little attraction for the Lord grows in the heart, the four objects of human attainment, Artha, Dharma, Kama, and Moksha, Moksha is liberation, becomes like what? Grass. Shameful to appear in Bhakti. This is coming Bhakti Rasama Sindhu 1.1.13. So such a lovely guidance we have got, and so much of an encouragement we have got from him. He further says, how can the happiness of Bhakti arise in the heart when the witch of desire for enjoyment and liberation remains there? So, as I was saying, desire has been compared to what? Has been compared to a witch, which is basically taking away the prem or the love of devotional service away. So we are fighting between desire on one side and the prem for love for Lord on the other side. This is what Rupa Goswami has. Going ahead, Jiva Goswami. Dandvat Pranam to all of them. He says, Durgam Sangamani Tika Bhamra BRS 1.1.4. He says, I offer my respect to the devotees. Jiva Goswami is saying, who are like makars. Makar is what? Crocodile. Kings among fishes, frolicking in the sweet ocean of devotional rasa. So he says, I offered respect to devotees who are like crocodiles among small fishes, who disregard the insignificant river of liberation. So he says, liberation, he is using the word rivers. He said, even if there are hundreds of rivers, I said, I disregard it. So this is what he is saying. So he says, I offer my respect to those devotees who disregard those insignificant rivers of liberation, who are free from fear, what you just said, Prabhu, in your presentation, caused by the net of time. This is Jiva Goswami saying, he is again highlighting devotional service and pure devotion. And he is giving his respect and obeisances to that devotee, Jiva Goswami. Now I will have a brief exercise whereby we will run through certain very exalted, devotees of the Lord and learn from them. And I will be giving you only 1 minute per photograph. I'll be asking you, how did he or she offered devotional service? How did he or she offered devotional service? So I'll be showing the photo and I will ask you, right? Last, I would like to read it out from what Radhanath Swami said. Radhanath Swami said, Krishna will take our devotional service seriously. When he sees we have gratitude to the great souls who have given their lives to help us. So I'm very helpful. I'm very, very thankful to all of you for giving so much of time and guiding. So we will start now. Please unmute yourself because I'm going to start it and there will be interaction. Hare Krishna. We have Narad Muni. So Narad Muni, I would like you to please tell me in not more than 20 words about his devotional service. Not more than 20 words. Govinda Das Prabhu, please share.
Yes, so thank you for giving me an opportunity. Yes, Narada Muni is the architect, the designer, the foundational designer of the cult of bhakti. He had not only inspired Prahlad Dhruva Maharaj, he had inspired all the devotees who are now in the devotional service. So through him, our devotional court proceeds ahead, enlarges. So Narada Muni, by chanting the holy name in his flute, he was traveling all the universes
Thank
in
you,
the
Prabhu.
spiritual world,
Thank you
all
so much.
other worlds. Yes.
Thank you so much. Really wonderful and really stand enlightened. Upananda Prabhu, not more than 20 words.
Yes, yes, he's preaching. Here you see that it, it, he is preaching while
Please.
he's on tour from planet to planet. He's preaching Krishna Nam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderfully said. Now I will just share with you, Prabhu, what does Jitanta Sutra of the Narad Sutra says. It says, I do not at all desire dharma, artha, kam or moksha. This is what he says. Please make my life completely dependent on your lotus feet, Lord. I do not pray for liberation, Shalokya or Sarupya, O upholder of the earth, most distinguished Lord, true to your mercy. This is what it is. Now we will come to the next quiz, and I will request you to please participate again in the same way. We have our dear, dear Hanumanji. I'll request you, Govinda Das Prabhu, in just 20 words, please tell me about his devotional service. Only 20 words. 2, 3 bullets.
Hanumanji was serving Lord Ram in Dasya Rasa, which is one of the important rasas of 9 limbs of devotional service. Every time he was awaiting what instructions should be imparted to him to carry out for the satisfaction of Lord Ram. So his devotional attribute was spectacular and unimaginable.
Thank you, Prabhu, so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Upananda Das Prabhu.
Yes, he's bowing down head, asking for his Ashirvad. Bas.
Sorry, I could hear you.
Yes, Hanumanji is devotee. Hanumanji is praying to his Lord for his devotion, for his kindness, and he bows down his head.
Thank you, Prabhu. So beautifully said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is coming in Bhakti Rasa Sindhu. They say Hanuman's statement is famous. And Hanuman is saying what? What does he say? He says, I do not desire liberation that cuts the bondage of material life, because in the state of liberation, awareness that you are the master and I am the servant disappears. Beautiful. Hanumanji is saying, in liberation, you forget that you are the master or you are the servant. He said, I don't want, because I want to be a servant, and that awareness will get finished off. So this is what Hanumanji says. Jai Shri Ram. Prahlad Maharaj, I will skip this quiz, but I will just say, as far as Prahlad Maharaj said, he did not pray to Vishnu for liberation, even though the Lord wanted to give him a lot of benediction. He said, no, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. So this is it. Thank you for all of you for participating in this quiz. Now we'll come to What is the problem? What is the reality? The reality is, on the one side is desire and the other side is frame. I am talking about myself, that many of us practicing devotees, we are not yet on the level of pure devotee. I am talking about myself. I'm not talking of all of you. I'm talking about myself. How can we develop an attitude of pure devotees for the Lord? Rather, I'm saying, how can I develop? What is holding me back? These are the things which are actually holding me back. My desires are so much that my prema for the Lord is very, very adulterated. There is a lot of impurity in my heart. I have a lot of material desires still. I am unable to surrender. So there are different modes which are acting behind me. So this is the reality. Now I will come quickly to Srila Prabhupada's mode and mission. By his personal example, Prabhupada has told us how to reduce desire, how to focus on devotional service. The entire concept of ISKCON has been put up. The entire four regulatory principles has been done in terms of association, books, chanting, diet, so that we can develop pure loving devotional service, daily temple program, dedicating all results to Krishna, working on behalf of Krishna, and always remember as Krishna's lotus feet, hearing the glories of Krishna and following the regulatory principles. This is the in and out, as you Prabhupada, you said, that is Prabhupada consciousness or Krishna consciousness. I could not, stop myself from picking up more things what Prabhupada said. He said that yogis and empirical philosophers desire cessation of the process of birth and death, but a devotee is satisfied to remain even in the material world to execute devotional service. This is the golden word which Prabhupada is saying. He says, a devotee says, I'm willing to be in hell. I'm not looking for cessation of birth and death. Further says, for a devotee, there is no question of desiring any material or spiritual prosperity. He simply desires to serve the Lord. And he is looking for only one thing, how useful he can be to the Lord. This is our great Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Further, he says, devotees do not accept even spiritual benediction. What to speak of accepting material things? And he says in 1.7.4 purport, he said, Lord has a test. This is again a secret thing which is coming up. He says, by showing or promising enjoyment and power to the Lord, to the devotees, Lord tests his devotees. And hence, further, Prabhupada say two kinds of desire is there. One is desire for happiness and one is desire for power. Desire for happiness or desire for prema, vis-a-vis desire for power, this is where the conflict is taking place. I'll quickly come to Vaishnav integrity. I have 5 minutes to go for 35 minutes. Now, Vaishnav integrity, we are ordinary people. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Kunti Maharani are saying they are worthless. So what do you say about ourselves? Bhakti Vinod Thakur says he is worthless. In all his points, he is saying so. Kunti Maharani is saying so. So what can I say about myself in terms of devotional service? My devotional service is in negative. Misunderstanding of liberation being the highest goal and not devotional service is something which is clear. When I had joined ISKCON 15 years back, I did not know the difference at all. I am very, very thankful to Prabhupada for opening up my eyes. And when I talk to other Sanatanis, for them, liberation is still the highest. That is where the difference is between Vaishnav integrity and others. Now I'll come to personal applications and my humble prayer to you. With the mercy of senior Vaishnavas, my Guru Maharaj, I've been doing some little amount of devotional service. My Guru Maharaj had asked me during my initiation to provide free homeopathy seva to devotees. I've been trying, but Krishna is the healer and I have no role in that. I've been trying to impart health and wealth management workshop to devotees so that they can have good health and they can also do proper wealth management so that they can have a life so that which can be fully devoted to Krishna. They should not be worried about where the money is going. I've opened up a small channel by the name of Way to Krishna. I've been working on it. Rather, that channel has been only educating me rather than I have been able to educate anybody. Because whenever I put up a video, it actually educates me. I do not know if it has been able to help anybody. Likewise, small sevas are there. But the reality is this: I am like somebody who is sitting on a branch of tree. I can see I will fall down, and I rather have fallen down already. But still, I am cutting the tree on the branch on which I am sitting. So this is my reality, and I am praying to Vaishnavas present here. I very superficially have understood what liberation is, and desires are always pulling me down. I would like to pray at your lotus feet. So please bless me so that I can actually surrender and be pure to devotional service. Hare Krishna. This is the concluding slide with 3 minutes left. I would like to do a recap. Recap is we talked about Ambrish Maharaj, we talked about what Kapil Devji said, we talked about what Indra said, we talked about what Prahlad Maharaj said on devotional service and liberation. We talked about what Lord Shiva told Sati and what Lord told to Uddhav about liberation and devotional service. We talked about what Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and Prithu Maharaj talked about. We took references from Bhagavatam, from DRS, from Padma Puran, from Adi Puran, from other sources. We also talked about how Bhakti holds the Lord and whether there is a contradiction between devotional service and, uh, devotional service, whether there is a contradiction or not. We talked about Dham. We did a 1 minute into 3, play so that we could have interaction. We talked about what Narad Muni talked about. We talked about desire and prem. We talked about Vaishnava integrity and personal integrity and the mood of mission of Prabhupada. In the end, as a conclusion, we would like to draw from Sri Chaitanya Charitma Madhya Lila 22.21. Speculative knowledge alone without devotional service is not able to give liberation. On the other hand, even without knowledge, one can obtain liberation if one engages in the Lord's devotional service. So, it is coming up very clearly. If you have prem bhav, even if you do not have knowledge, if you keep on doing service to the Lord, you can reach the final destination. Hare Krishna. In the end, I would like to offer my humble obeisances and gratitude to Mayapur Institute, to Ram Krishna Prabhu, to the Vaishnavas present over here, to my class mates. I'm grateful to them, thankful to them, and blessed.